Okay, wait, what's the podcast called again?
Retro Vertigo.
Retro Vertigo.
On today's episode of Retro Vertigo, we're here with Ray.
Introduce yourself.
Raymond Todaro. Is that right? Raymond Todaro. I got it right. Right on. Ray is a friend of ours who was a karaoke man at the karaoke bar until he got dropped. Because...
Sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were a great MC.
I fucking love that job.
You were a great MC.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What happened?
I think you're moving close to the
the owner canceled a couple of my shows last minute, and I had already had people notified people were coming out, and then she tells me like an hour or two before that it's not happening. So the second time was on Valentine's Day. So I was like, okay, cool, I don't have to work tonight. So I got nice and drunk, and me and my girlfriend went out to the bar, and so the owner starts talking to me about why she canceled, and I had enough, so I told her, like, look, no, you can't do that. People need reliability. And when you're always changing the schedule and stuff, nobody's going to show, because why should they show up to this one when there's like a bunch of other stuff to do?
Yeah.
Right? People want to be able to make plans. So that snowballed into me informing her of every bad decision she's made in the last year and explaining to her why her bar is always empty.
Oh.
Whereas like 3 years before, with an even shittier owner, the place was doing great. It was packed every weekend. And she didn't like that very much. So when I was up singing, she just, I guess, had enough. She took me off the stage in the middle of my song and told me to leave. So
That's...
Wow.
Oh well, her loss.
Yeah, her loss in a big way.
That's a real dick move. Just in the middle of your... Right in the middle, like, doesn't even let you finish.
Yeah.
Just no.
I was singing a song by Sublime.
Oh,
Fucking.
that's not very sublime of her to do. Fuck.
So that's that story.
That's that story. Yeah.
I've been doing a little stuff though, like birthday parties and.
Yeah, you had that birthday party at Dakota's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had yuck yucks that night, so we were out late and then got back. It was just done. Yeah.
Doing stand up.
Stand up. Yeah, he wanted to. Well, you want to get into comedy, so.
Kind of. I mean, it's more a case of I see so many people doing a fucking horrible job at it that it just pisses me off. And so I'm like, fine, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't. They don't give a shit about like what are you? Why are you doing it then? If you don't care about it.
Well, I think people think that they're funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, well, I'm funny, so everything I say is gold. So they go up on stage and they start talking about their job and their husband and their cat and all this shit that nobody cares about. And then they wonder why they bomb. And it's like, I didn't hear a single joke in that 5 minutes you were on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to solve that problem, I've been collecting jokes.
Collecting jokes. You
Yeah.
got any quick ones?
So you got any you would like to share?
Sure.
Any ones you want to throw away?
Well, I got this one joke about Oedipus and Midas. It's motherfucking gold.
Epiphanitis? What?
Oedipus
Oedipus.
and Midas.
Oh.
Yes. I tried to find a good joke about vampires, but they all suck. Yeah, I think you guys might have heard a couple of these ones because these are the ones that I was...
these are the ones you did at the...
during the karaoke shows.
Well, yeah, you gotta plug time.
3 conspiracy theorists walk into a bar. Now, you can't tell me that's a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If your parachute doesn't open, you have the rest of your life to fix it. But on a more serious note, I did ask my instructor what would happen if my parachute failed to open. She said I'd be jumping to a conclusion.
These aren't bad. All right, I don't want to waste any more of your material. If you got to get those up on stage.
Oh, this one I actually called terrible because it's so fucking horrible.
All right. That's what we like to hear.
A frog walks into a bank, hops up to the desk of Patricia Whack, loan officer, and says, "I want to borrow $500,000. Patricia replies, "Wow, that's a lot. Do you have someone to co-sign?" The frog proudly boasts, "Yeah, sure. My dad is Mick Jagger." Patricia says, "Well, even so, for such a substantial loan, the bank will require collateral." The frog smugly pulls a little ceramic pig from his bag. "Well, this ought to cover that." And she's like, "Let me go check with my boss." So Patricia goes to her boss's office, describes the situation. Perplexed, she shows the pig to her boss and says, "And what the hell is this?" And her boss calmly replied, "It's a knick-knack, paddywhack. Give the frog a loan. His old man's a rolling stone." Isn't that terrible?
Yes. It was so like the pay, like it was such a long, like you're waiting for the payoff and then it happened. And it was like,
The torture is over. You're welcome.
Oh. All right, let's jump right into this stuff I've been reading. These weird headlines. Yeah, the fucking... Oh, let's see. What do we want to get into? Oh, a man was trapped in, like, the snow, like, in his truck. I guess he got stuck. And he survived on taco packets for 5 days. Taco sauce packets.
Hot sauce.
Yeah. For 5 days.
I wonder how on earth can that happen? Because I've been dirt poor, and well, I still kind of am.
Yeah,
and so I know what it means to have only hot sauce packets in your fridge.
This guy had them in his truck.
You eat those things with nothing else in your system, and within a few hours, your asshole is screaming at you. So just imagine 5 days of that. How?
Like, stuck in the snow, too. Like, where is he shitting? He's gotta, like...
Right?
Like, it's like, don't shit where you eat. He didn't have a choice.
He didn't. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Yeah, like, how did he, like... Well, I like how it's, like, survived. When I'm like, how are you surviving when your asshole's on fire the whole time, you know? Like, your ass is an active volcano. Shitting into the snow.
A rapid automatic AK-47, which you should shoot that just shoots like shit pellets out
Like a
of your ass,
gun? Like a shit gun?
Yeah, there's little poop pellets though.
I don't think poop pellets are possible when you're eating nothing but hot sauce.
Yeah, no, that's just like, that's...
It would be more like a water gun.
Yeah, it would be like a super soaker.
Yeah. Thank you for that visual.
Oh man. What else is there? People are forcing their dogs and cats to be vegan. So
yeah, I've been hearing about that for a while because okay, there's this one page. It's fucking awesome. It's called "Social Justice is Important, but let's not lose our fucking minds."
yeah,
and yeah, that's exactly what's going on there. You got a social justice warrior who's just taking it to the extreme, and not like these people are so disconnected from reality.
Yeah, they're all about pushing their own fucking agenda.
Oh, I know.
Man, but these dogs and cats have fucking certain food for a reason. Like,
yeah, like they need that food to survive.
Why?
Well, but the same argument can be made about humans. Humans, evolutionarily speaking, are omnivores. Well, more accurately, we're frugivores. We eat whatever the hell there is. So why are these people insisting that humans are supposed to be vegetarian?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like if you look at the protein requirement alone for us to maintain such a large brain, for our brains not to lose their structural cohesion. Well, I'm sorry, but you cannot do that on a vegetarian diet, which is why studies have shown that a vegetarian diet is there's a high correlation with neurotic disorders.
Oh.
Yeah, people are going crazy because they don't eat meat.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I didn't know that.
You need, it's the fucking exactly what Ray just said. It's the fucking, you have, like, when you were a kid in fucking elementary school, you get, like, the food groups and the food chart.
Yeah.
Tell you what you're supposed to eat and what kind you're supposed to eat.
How much of it you're supposed to eat.
Then people grow up and throw that out the window, like, that was never fucking happened. It
Totally reminds me of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, where she says that it's better to be morally right than factually correct. Like, if that isn't a joke, that just writes itself.
You can't say much on that. I feel that sums up today's society.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, fuck the facts, man. Fuck the facts. Let's feel more morally righteous than everybody else. So.
Well, that's exactly what gave rise to guys like Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah, that guy's a creep.
I actually don't know anything about him except that his big shtick is that he's just shocking and offensive.
Yeah. He just says stuff that other people won't.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I say controversial.
Or he says stuff that everybody else is thinking that just won't say it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, like, there's like there's being controversial, and there's just being like shocking for the sake of shocking. It's like, if it's not coming from a place of realness, like, why are you fucking bothering?
Well, see, but realness is boring because guys who are real are guys like Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson's getting a lot of. Well, he gets shut down a lot for the things he says, but he makes
not for the things he says, for the words that people put in his mouth.
Yeah,
it's like he'll make just a general statement about human evolution, and because he's an evolutionary psychologist, so he talks about mankind in terms of our evolution, why we've become this way from a pragmatic standpoint, and since he doesn't moralize anything that he says.
No, he's all logic.
And then, and then these leftists, they can't understand something without moralizing it. And so they hear what he says and they think, he's saying that killing animals is good, and it's like, well, no, nobody ever said that, and I'm just using it as an example. I don't think he ever said anything like this, but it's like, because we were talking about vegetarianism, right? So just imagine him coming in cold and factual, saying, well, this is why we eat meat. And then a moralizing vegetarian will come in and say, oh, so what you're saying is we should be killing animals. It's like, wait, did I ever say that? No.
Anyway. it's all twisting. It's all, God. Getting into that that's a nightmare.
So I do have one question.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Well, because I am a pretty serious person. like you guys know me as a karaoke host, but my background is in cognitive neuroscience and evolutionary psychology.
It's a very
I went to school for accounting. I'm a very dry, serious kind of person, and I'm actually really surprised that I got invited onto a comedy podcast.
We know you as a fucking just a goofy karaoke guy that just likes to make jokes and
everybody gets happy and shit. Like you make everybody like enjoyable, like the show enjoyable.
yeah, you have a person. Well, we just like to have people on that have personalities. Like it's not necessarily like it's not always going to be the most hilarious thing, but you know, it's better than like just having someone where you're just telling them like, okay, this happened, and they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, like, like shit, this fucking, you know.
Give us something to work
like,
with.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate being invited on. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all.
No problem.
Not a problem. You know, I just read about this, Mike Tyson, back in his prime, like back in the 90s, he offered a zookeeper $10,000 to fight a silverback gorilla that was beating up the other silverback gorillas, and he didn't like watching it, so he wanted to get in the enclosure and fight the bully gorilla.
Wait, he wanted to pay a zookeeper $10,000 so he can fight a gorilla?
So Mike Tyson could go and punch out the gorilla.
Yes.
What the fuck?
And this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, I just read it.
And you're okay.
Yeah.
So you're sure?
Yes.
Wow.
Like,
Mike
why
Tyson's
did
a gangster.
like?
Well, it just goes to show most people aren't actually very intelligent.
I don't think Mike Tyson's ever been intelligent. I think everybody knows he's fucking crazy, but that's like, why would he like? I understand you're crazy, but
But to think that you could take on a gorilla?
like a 600-pound gorilla.
like
That's like 7 foot tall.
and like why did he bribe the zookeeper? Like he like the
Well,
thing
because it's illegal. And
yes, but he's crazy.
right.
Okay, but like the thing I think is it seems like so he offered the zookeeper money in case something happened to the gorilla.
No.
Like I think he thought
No, I'm pretty sure it was just for Mike to get his foot in the door because the zookeeper would have to be compensated in case he loses his job.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. I just think why he wouldn't just like because the idea of fighting a gorilla is already insane. So why didn't he just jump right in there, man? Like why did he?
If you're that insane to think that, then just go ahead and just jump in there already. Why didn't he just go in there himself? Like he could probably easily have done it.
He would have died, but
He would have died, but
it would have been.
he would have been freaking torn apart.
Well, see, we don't know anything about the enclosure. It could have been completely enclosed. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. He might have. Yeah, that's another way. He might have had to Yeah, he would have needed to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
I just was seeing it as no, that makes sense. It would have to
Just
be
like the image of him just getting pissed off at like another gorilla.
just watching a gorilla beat up another gorilla and getting mad about it.
Yeah.
It's I think
That's nature, bro.
I think they would be able to defend themselves better than you would be able to defend them.
Mm-hmm.
Or yourself against a gorilla.
Like
Like their hands the size of your head, Mike.
he's always had a weird relationship with wild animals though. Like he has a pet tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Like remember
He had
that?
3.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he had multiple at once, I believe.
Wow.
He used to wrestle with them too.
Yeah. Fucking 500-pound tigers. However the fuck much tigers weigh.
Yeah,
It's
but if you have that much money, I would buy a tiger if I had that much money. I'd buy an exotic animal.
Mike Tyson doesn't just have money.
Okay.
He's also insane.
What animal would you buy?
Flamingo.
A flamingo?
That's an exotic animal?
Like a pink flamingo?
A pink flamingo, yeah.
Huh.
Not exotic, but like out of the ordinary.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That reminds me of the, remember the Scarface scene where Tony's watching the TV and he's like, Pelican, pelican, look at the pelicans flying, pelicans, pelicans. And it's fucking all pink flamingos. He's calling them pelicans.
Pelicans.
It's like, yeah, Al Pacino he thought pelicans were pink flamingos. Like, he didn't, I don't know why I don't know why he didn't know the difference, but.
Maybe because he was too high on coke?
Yeah. I wonder if they did real coke. They probably did real coke in that movie.
I wouldn't be
Well, who directed it?
Oliver Stone.
Oh.
He did, what else he did? Natural Born Killers, JFK. What else? World Trade Center. Not a lot of people like that World Trade Center movie.
I didn't even know there was a movie about it.
What? Really?
Yeah.
You didn't see? It was with, it was a big one. It was like Nicolas Cage starred in it.
See, that's probably why.
You don't like Nicolas Cage?
Ugh. He's the same in every fucking movie. It's like there is the patented Nicolas Cage facial expression.
I enjoy it so much.
And I would love to see him doing more than 4 expressions in any given movie. Like, no, I just think he's a
I
shitty
have a
actor.
video for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll show it to you after.
All right.
It's just a compilation. It's called Nick Cage Losing His Shit, and it's a compilation of all the movies where he just goes ballistic.
That's good. That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him, actually.
I don't like him.
So, Brendan, we never got to you. What animal would you buy?
What animal would I buy? I'd buy fuck. Yeah, you didn't get to me because I don't have an answer. I never thought about it. I'd buy I'd buy a baboon.
A baboon.
They're very violent, you know.
Yeah.
You'd buy a baboon and you could never get in the same pen with it. Because it would kill you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure a fucking...
Well, then I hope you'd buy an entire family of them because otherwise the thing's going to be living alone its whole life and it's going to be miserable.
No, just
awful.
just one. I just want one. I want it in it. I would have
awful.
it in an enclosure.
Sociopath.
I would just watch it.
You just sit in a chair, like with your feet up in a robe.
Yeah.
Yes. Baboon.
But you know,
Better than TV.
it's actually right along the lines of what I would give as an answer. I've always loved chimpanzees.
Yeah.
And I know that an adult or even an adolescent male chimp can tear you limb from limb. But yeah, I would want a chimp.
Monkeys are
Because
fascinating.
they are so much fun.
I know.
Oh my God. Especially when they're babies. And I've always loved like climbing in trees and swinging from ropes and shit like that. Like all that Tarzan shit. I love it. And to have a best friend that I can do that with would just be some of the best shit in the world.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing to have just a pet monkey.
It makes your house look like a playground.
A shit-covered playground.
Flinging poo. Flinging poo. Oh, jeez, please. Oh, I saw this. So this artist, he's making bear rugs made out of gang members. Like, not actual, like, not, like, dead gang members, but, like, he's making, like, a bear rug that looks like it's sculptures of, like, Mexican gang members and stuff.
What?
So like you can buy.
It's like you shaving off the skin and tattooing it from head to foot or something.
Yeah, it's just there's pictures, honestly.
I think I did a Freudian slip and said shaving off the skin. I meant shaving off the hair down to the skin.
Oh, look at that.
That's so terrifying.
What?
Let me see again.
So who the hell would pay money for that? That's what I'd like to know.
I don't know. People have weird fetishes.
Yeah.
You made rugs out of gang members' skin?
Not real. It's not real. It's...
I know, but like it looks kind of real, actually.
Yeah, well,
like
that's the point. He's not going to make it fake looking. I mean...
That's good.
Then he'd be bad at his job. If he didn't make real
That's
looking...
so sketchy, though.
If he didn't make real looking gang member rugs, then what the fuck would the point be? Nobody would buy them. There's obviously a market for it.
There's a market for everything.
Exactly. There's a market for fucking... there's a black market.
I heard a saying once that, like, you can't say some things that, like, nobody will disagree with.
What?
Like, there's...
What do you...
So, like...
I think I see how it ties into free market activity.
You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
You can... Like, there's some... Like, you can say the most, like, messed up thing in the world and somebody out there...
Somebody out there will
agree with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
They'll be like, yeah, that's okay. They'll be like, yeah, that's cool. And then they're like, oh.
Mm-hmm. This might interest. This is we like to talk about weird laws on here. Like weird things. You kind of got a mustache there. You know, in Iowa, it's illegal for a man with a mustache to kiss a woman in public.
Really?
Yeah.
In Iowa?
In Iowa. Yeah. You can't.
Any idea of like the rationale behind coming up with that law?
No. I don't have the rationale behind a lot of the laws. Or do you know
when the law was passed? Because that would give us an idea of like the climate of the time.
They didn't like mustaches?
I don't think so.
I don't know a time where anybody really likes
There's got to be something culturally relevant to that.
But just in exclusively Iowa. Like, why they hate mustache? No.
Maybe there was like a mustache man who ran rampage on Iowa.
So they made it illegal for...
Yeah, so you did this to us, now you can't kiss people in public. Fuck you.
Wow.
That's what they're saying.
As someone who's had facial hair for most of his adult life, I get a lot of complaints from women, actually, when I have a mustache and I'm going to kiss them. So maybe it's just that the women said, like, nope, we are so tired of having to deal with these scratchy faces. Nope, if you're going to kiss me, you shave that shit off first. I mean, that's at least something I could see being plausible.
But they probably don't enforce it, so I don't see them enforcing it at all.
It would probably be up to the women to enforce it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. In Arizona, having more than 2 vibrators in your home is illegal. If you own more than 2 in your house, you can be subject to criminal possession.
Really?
Because they're gonna charge you.
Does it count if I take the batteries out? Because then it's just a dildo.
Ah, that might be a loophole. That's how you get out of that. All right, I don't know, Ray. Tell us next time you're in Arizona. Tell us if it worked out. I don't know. It's just short, but it just says in your home. Like, what if they're on you and you're not at home? But what if it's not? What if it's not your home? What if I keep
my collection in the shed? That's not in my home, right?
Yeah. What if you keep them at someone else's house? What if you rent?
Well, then
what if you rent?
Put it in a storage.
Possession.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a tenancy agreement, like when they say your home, they mean the home that you occupy, not necessarily the home that you own.
Okay. There seems like a lot of loopholes here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, this seems like a dumb law. Because, like, why even bother? Because there's no way they can... Like, I don't think anybody can be charged with that. Because there's too many...
I heard about this one case of Kingston. They got Kingston Penitentiary, and there was this law that said when they release you, they have to provide you a gun and a horse. And so in like the 90s or something, some guy, he put himself through law school from prison. And then when he got out, he demanded that they provide him with a gun and a horse. And they fucking had to.
That's insane. What?
That was, I remember reading about that. That was pretty cool.
A gun and a horse?
So he did law school through, like, while he was in prison?
Yeah. I mean, obviously he couldn't be
Right.
admitted to the bar association, but still.
And then he demanded a horse and a gun. I wonder what he did with them.
Probably sold them for crack. I mean, have you ever been to Kingston?
Yeah. Yeah. Once. I don't want to go back.
I honestly miss Kingston. It's like when I was there, I was friends with a lot of Queen's University students.
Yeah.
It was like they got one of the best med schools in Canada, and like their law school, I guess, is pretty good too. But yeah, those were some good times, man.
That's good. You can't paint a ladder, as it'll be slippery when wet.
Interesting. Where?
It's a Canadian law.
Really?
Yeah, but I've seen painted
It
letters.
doesn't take into consideration the fact that there are paints that, like, they have grip because they're made for, like, painting stairs and stuff. So...
Yeah, it does not... Well, it'll be slippery when wet, but, like, why...
Yeah, but isn't everything slippery when wet?
Exactly. Like, you're not using a wet ladder.
That's what she said.
You're not using a wet ladder. Who's climbing up a wet ladder? Be like, oh, I just painted this ladder, now I want to go and climb up it. Like, yeah, because you want paint all over yourself.
Oh, you mean wet paint? No, I'm pretty sure they mean, like, that it'll be wet when it's raining. Like, it'll be slippery when it's...
Oh!
Yeah, not like...
Oh, I was taking it as wet, and I was like, what the...
No, it's like, you know, the sign on the floor.
Yeah.
Slippery when wet.
Yeah.
Or like
It's
the
also- but like-
tattoo that some chicks get right next to their groin.
Oh. Slippery when wet. That's a sex joke.
Okay, but even then.
I'm sorry,
Like,
jokes are supposed to be funny.
I mean, even
I
then.
can understand the confusion.
You're not using it when it's nobody's using a wet ladder. Or actually, my house got robbed. Actually, during a thunderstorm.
What? Were you in the
And
house?
No, I was out of it. I heard them like they ran away when I opened the front door. Like I heard like footsteps and like jump.
Oh, Hamilton for you.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it was a wet ladder.
What did they take?
His wet ladder, weren't you listening?
Yeah,
Oh, they took a wet ladder?
they took the wet ladder.
That's it?
Yeah, no, they actually stole my. The funny thing there's a huge. My dad has a huge fucking metal ladder beside the shed, just leaning.
It's like
there.
one of the 50-foot ones or something.
Yeah, like one of those ones that extends up, you know. But what they did is they grabbed this decorative garden ladder from my neighbor's garden that had like missing fucking foot things.
It was just for
It
decoration.
was just for decoration, and they used it to climb up, and they broke like a bunch of the fucking foot things. And I guess like there was a huge fucking like imprint, like body imprint in the grass because I guess one guy went to climb down and just fell. I'm like, did you guys not see the huge fucking metal ladder right in front of your
Idiots.
face?
Well, to be fair, you have to be kind of stupid to be a criminal. Because if you weren't that stupid, you'd probably just achieve your goals the legitimate way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
If you
did.
weren't a total, like, idiot to think that you can beat the law.
No, I don't think it's about beating the law. It's because laws aren't arbitrary. They're there for a reason. There's like an entire rationale behind how they were written and why people took the effort to write them in the first place. And I'm not talking about these idiotic laws like you're not allowed to fuck your horse or something. I mean, and even there's a fucking reason that a law like that was written. Apparently, people like to fuck horses.
You also don't want to be fucked by your horse because you will die.
For yourself.
There's people out there.
I mean,
I saw the
dude,
video.
have you never like seen porn?
Yes, I saw it, and I'm like, you don't want to be fucked because you'll die.
Well, you don't, but apparently she did.
Yeah, there was that video circulating, I remember, in high school about the dude who got fucked by a horse, and it went so far up inside him that it just tossed him around like a rag doll and destroyed all his intestines and stuff.
He died.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shit.
He would have died of internal bleeding.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Oh, yoy.
Yeah. There were high school was just all, hey, you guys see this video of this fucking guy who sits on a jar and it breaks in his ass? Like,
what
man.
was that site? Fugly.com. Do you guys remember Fugly.com before it got lame?
No, I remember
When it was like nothing but like the most disgusting autopsy videos and like a guy getting run over by a truck and like his guts are just spread all over. Yeah, like I remember, like I said, I'm 38. I was in high school in the 90s, like, you know, around 96 or so, back when the internet was just full of shit like that.
Yeah.
I remember E-Fucked. I don't remember Fugly. Fuck, that reminds me of, I worked at this place last year, and there's like this huge, I came out after my I was on lunch, and there was just outside on the road there, it was all blocked off, and like police were there and shit. And I found out the next day, like, cause it's all industrial. So I found out the next day that one of the workers, like, she just was like on her phone, not paying attention. She went to like cross the road, and she just got run over by a fucking transport truck.
Oh.
Like, it's like, and like it dismembered her. Like, her head was like 20 feet away from her body.
On one hand, it sucks to be her family. On the other hand, to quote the immortal Bill Hicks, hooray, we're one moron shy of a load.
The thing is also, like, I kind of, like, you gotta kind of be dumb, because there's only trucks, like delivery transport trucks, are going through those roads. Mm-hmm. And they're going slow enough. They're big enough. You hear them coming.
You have to see them.
And they only come every so often, and it
doesn't fucking hurt to just look up for a second, use your eyes and your ears before entering a potentially dangerous environment.
What did you learn?
I mean, my mom taught me that when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, when you're crossing the street, look both ways.
Exactly.
Wow. Like, I think she was foreign too, though, which probably I don't know. But also, you know what? You should know. It's
exactly.
It's
like what, they don't have fucking trucks in Cambodia or wherever she's from? Of course they do.
They don't have roads.
They don't have roads.
Oh, she was from Africa? No. Yeah, because Africa's a country, right?
Africa. It is if you're Toto. He blesses the rains down in Africa. Man. Can you do any impressions?
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here with another fast-breaking news story from Newsflash News. I am sitting here with two potential comedians trying to figure out if they actually have something or not. And, well, that's it for me.
Well, yeah, okay, so there's that one. And, I don't know, I just came up with shit. But, and there's also,
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull the rabbit out of my hat. Oops, I guess I don't know my own strength. Now here's something you'll really like.
so those are the two that I've been doing since I was a kid.
Those are good. Those are like.
I don't know if I can do Woody
character.
Woodchuck.
Woody Woodchuck? Ha ha! Come.
Yeah, not very well, though.
Those are pretty good, like, character impressions for sure. We usually just do like we don't do a lot of well, we do like movie characters, like people, but like you did some.
Who's a friend?
Oh
I
man,
fucking love The Labyrinth, starring David Bowie and his
David Bowie. Oh man.
I can do, if I'm going to do impressions, they're going to be like singing impressions.
Singing impressions.
Yeah, because like I've been singing ever since I was a little kid, and I'm autistic. So when I try to sound like someone, I practice and practice and practice until I sound exactly like him.
Yeah, you gotta get that done. I find that like I'll do it good the first time, and then it like you kind of you manifest it into your own thing, and then you kind of lose.
You think too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of lose the whole original thing. It's like all of a sudden it's no longer who you thought it was.
Because you overdo it.
Yeah, it's like acting. Like they usually get 4 takes, and then they say by the 4th take the actors
Yeah,
are
if you don't have
hamming
it by
it up.
then
They tend to start to overact.
so like how many average takes do you think William Shatner did for every scene? It's like that guy's the worst overactor in history.
Yeah, I think
The worst overactor in history.
I think honestly, like, I honestly want to say he's just always been that way. But I've seen him in like, I actually saw him in this. What was it? It was an old. It was an old Western. He had like a bit part in it, and he didn't ham it up. He was kind of more subtle, but it was still like,
Him being him.
yeah. But it was almost like it was like before it was pre Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah.
Or like he was relatively like relevant.
Yeah, it was like a couple years before Star Trek. When Star Trek was like
Okay.
66 or something.
I don't know. I was thinking like 60 something.
Yeah, I think this movie was like 64 or something. It was like Shatner before Star Trek, and he was like, I think they told him to like ham it up or something, and then I think that just became his thing. I think he became a character of himself. Like, even like that's like who else? You got like Christopher Walken. Like he didn't.
Did you guys see Christopher Walken in what was it, a Daft Punk video?
Fatboy Slim.
Yeah, Fatboy Slim. You saw that.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, when he does the dancing. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like
a
I'm not.
weapon of choice.
I've never been a fan of Fatboy Slim, but I love that video.
Oh, that's
It's
a
very
great
well done.
video. Oh, that's one of the greatest music videos of all time. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. I'm gonna post it.
What's it called?
Weapon of Choice, Fatboy Slim.
Weapon of Choice, Fatboy Slim.
Oh, what do I want to end this on?
Well, I asked you earlier why you guys got into comedy in the first place.
Why we got into... Well, I'm kind of new to the whole thing, honestly. I just,
Well, when you signed up for this course,
you auditioned for it. Honestly,
I didn't think I was going to make it when I auditioned.
well, I'm asking, what was your motivation for considering it?
My motivation for considering it was I was in a program I was in an acting program last year, and I got it a few times before, but people were like, "Have you ever considered doing like stand up? Because like you have some funny fucking stories and like you have a wit." And I was like, whatever. I never thought anything. Like I got it before, I never thought anything about it. And then I was just like looking at, because I was like, I want to go back to school, but I didn't know whether I wanted to do like another. I didn't really want to do like another acting program, and I was just. I was looking, and then I came across the comedy, and then I was like, comedy program sounds fucking interesting. And then people were like, "Oh, you'd be great at that." So I was like, okay, applied to it, auditioned, and got in. I didn't think anything of it. Honestly, it was just on a whim. It wasn't like this was something like it wasn't my lifelong dream or something, but so far it's been pretty fucking fun.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Well, I just like making people laugh because I was always the class clown kind of when I was in elementary school and stuff. And so I kind of got used to that, and I enjoyed that. And I enjoy I usually like being. I like being funny. I like entertaining people. Mm-hmm. So I was like, and then my brother informed me about this program, about the school, about this program, and I was like, that's pretty interesting. So that was like 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Yeah. So it's been working in the back of your mind for like 7 years now.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And so you're a second year student now?
No, I'm a first year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, congratulations for getting in.
Yeah, right. I wasn't the class. Well, I was the class clown, but I was more the guy who like I wasn't the primary class clown. I was the guy who did all the subtle things, and then the class clown would get blamed for it. Be like, "Oh no, Brandon, he wouldn't do that. He didn't throw the bread at Clara's head." Yeah. Like it was me.
It was me.
Actually, one time I got blamed for I had grade 10 drama. I didn't like the drama teacher at all. And she had walked out the room, and there were these markers. And so I grabbed one and drew just a little dick on the wall. A little green Hulk dick coming. Oh. And my friend thought it was hilarious. So we grabbed a black marker and drew 3 times as large a fucking dick. I get blamed for it. I got suspended for it and I was like, it wasn't me. And they're like, who was it? The vice principal was, who was it? I was like, wasn't me.
Wasn't me. I don't fucking know.
Like, I don't fucking know. What makes you think I know who it was? And I remember the next day or week or whatever the fuck it was, I went in and they had turned his dick into a butterfly. But my little green one was still there because they hadn't noticed it yet. It was like a butterfly with like a green penis ejaculating beside it. And then I think a couple classes later, I guess they finally noticed it and turned it into Morio, like a green Morio. But it was like, it still looked like a penis. It was
It's still like a dick just as Mario.
Yeah. It was like if Mario was a penis. It was weird.
Well, I've always been that guy, like, because my best friend, he's a funny guy, but he's very quiet and really reserved, very shy. When him and I started to become friends, actually, he just never said anything. And so every time we were in a social situation, he would see an opportunity for a joke. He would take it, but then nobody would hear him. And so I would repeat what he said, and everybody would laugh, and they'd think I was the funny one. So I figured out that, like, no, I don't have any kind of special talent, but I'm good at performing, and I'm good with delivery. And so if somebody would write for me, then I could perform.
Yeah, a lot of
comedians do that.
And so that's why I've been just collecting jokes and putting them together in story format.
Yeah, more and more. Yeah, it used to be more and more comedians are writing their own stuff now, but it used to be like all the top guys
would have someone writing for them.
And they like Richard Pryor always had Paul Mooney sitting in the front row of his shows, so that he could.
Paul Mooney?
Yeah, Paul Mooney.
Don't know that name.
He's like he was Richard Pryor's like right hand man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he would always sit in the front row of his shows, and but when Richard Pryor would like forget where he was in a joke or forget his next joke, he would just yell it out to him. He wrote a lot of his.
That's how show business works, anyways. Like they'll just have shit set up in the audience for them to help the show.
Yeah, I mean,
if they need it.
And even like Russell Peters, when he blew up, he was like overwhelmed. Like he couldn't come up with enough stuff. He was over demand, so he had to hire people to help him write stuff because he was being offered so many gigs.
That's why he started to suck.
Yeah, because he got oversaturated.
Yeah.
He should have...
Gotta pace yourself, man.
Yeah, he got overworked, oversaturated, but he did cash in. He made a lot of money. But also he got sued by those two lesbians in Vancouver for calling them dykes at his show or whatever. He made fun of them for being dykes.
Wait, who?
Russell Peters at a show. He made fun of these... He was like, you saw these two girls in the edits. He's like, what are you, dykes or something? And he started going off about dykes or something. And they were a lesbian couple and they sued him for like character defamation or something. It was like, you're at a comedy show.
Right. And did he say anything that was false? I mean, they are dykes, right?
Yeah, he didn't. He just...
So where's the problem? They didn't like his offensive wording. Fuck those guys.
Honestly, yeah, you show up to a fucking comedy show and if the jokes don't offend you, there's something wrong.
If you like that kind of comedy. Because, Peter Tosh, for instance, that guy's hilarious in an offensive way. But then Mitch Hedberg, show me a Mitch Hedberg joke that's offensive.
Yeah, it's not always offensive humor, but like if you're expecting that something's not gonna push.
It's like if you go to a Peter Tosh show because he is a offensive comic and then you get offended at something he says and take it seriously. That's kind of retarded. That was your point, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That is exactly my point. If you are taking jokes seriously, that's the opposite of the definition of a joke.
Right.
So, like, that's the whole problem right now.
I got a couple jokes for you guys, though.
Yeah, all right.
Let's shoot him. Shoot him off.
Shoot him.
Well, you remember the whole thing about the gay guys going to the bakery and they wanted them to bake a cake and there was this big thing in the news about it. Well, let's reverse the scenario. Would a gay shop owner deny service to someone just because they're straight? No, because gay people aren't fucking assholes. Or, I started cheating on my girlfriend with her twin, and some people ask me how I can tell them apart, and it's like, well, she has blonde hair and Steve has a dick. I was in Thailand once. I came this close to fucking a lady boy. She looked like a lady, talked like a lady, kissed like a lady. It wasn't until she drove me back to her place and backed into the garage on the first shot that I thought to myself, now hold on just a minute here. Yeah.
Oh, those ones. I had an idea for a joke that was like, what if, you know how when a baby is born, how the doctor identifies it based off their genitalia. It's a boy or it's a girl. It's like, what if instead of the doctor slipped up and was just like, it's a penis.
It's a penis.
You know, I know it was meant as a joke, but I could totally see our society going that way. Instead of boy or girl, like, we'll let it decide, but it has a penis.
It could, yeah, totally.
Let it decide.
Yeah. Be like, well, it has an option, but right now there's a penis. Although we could change that for an extra $10,000.
For an extra 10 grand, we can turn that penis into a vagina.
Turn that frown upside down.
Turn that Audi into an innie. Alrighty.
I do have one about women's rights, though.
Okay.
I heard these two guys, they were arguing about women's rights, and one's a Republican and the other's a Democrat. Well, the Republican, he was trying to say that women are private property. And the Democrat, he was losing his shit. And he was like so offended, and he says, how dare you? Women are public property.
Alright. Well,
so if I ever make it to the stage, that is what you can expect.
that's the type of human we can expect. Good.
Yeah.
Keep it fucking... Yeah. Make fun of society.
Needless to say, I won't be charging for my shows.
Yeah. You can't... God.
That was supposed to be a joke. I was making fun of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but much like mine was supposed to be a joke, that's also a harsh reality.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Alright, let's wrap.
Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
It has been fun.
I just really wish we had like a couple beers or something.
Yeah. Well, we can't really drink in the library.
Yeah. Maybe sometime we can sneak some drinks in here.
You know what I do? Get a bottle of wine, put it in one of those green plastic Perrier containers. Nobody will tell the difference.
Or you just get half Coke, half fucking alcohol. Nobody
Yeah,
knows
you could
the
do that too
difference.
if you like the whole rum and Coke thing.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I've done that a few times. Yeah, it definitely would have been good with me.
So you guys got a show coming up. Your end of the year show on April 1st, right?
Yeah, we got that end of the year show. Yeah, we're rehearsing.
How many people know about it?
I don't know.
How many people know about it?
I'm definitely taking my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I want to see what you guys have been working on.
Cool.
Oh, we've got a whole... Yeah, it's a whole variety of it. Stand-ups, acting, improv even. There's even some choreographed, like, fighting. It's a whole whack of stuff. How many people know about it? The people I've told, the people in the program, and the people who are subscribed to Humber.
And the people who
On
now
Facebook.
listen to this podcast.
Oh, what about that Toronto comedy community group that you added me to?
Oh, the TSEC?
Yeah. Have you posted much in there?
It's not really meant for that, I don't think. That's just like
Stand up, yeah, it's just stand up and stuff.
That's just stand up primarily. It's all like open mics, and they'll get all, post something like that in there. They make fun of us all because they're like, oh, you study comedy? This is stupid. I did full-time job at this at me.
Feel like trying to stay the wizard.
It's just new.
Well, cheers for being old school.
I'm an old school guy. Sometimes I feel like I'm 40.
I am 40.
That's really funny because I'm actually 38.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there. You're like,
You just wait until like a couple grays show up in your beard and you're like, hey, that looks nice. The salt and pepper look, it's distinguished. And then 3 years later, it's like half of your beard is white and it's like, no, I look old.
gotta shave it right down.